Good morning to everyone and welcome. Please stand and help me welcome the UQ Ochsner medical students for the class of 2020 to their 2019 White Coat ceremony. Please be seated. Good morning again. I'm Professor Ron Amity, Dean of Medical Education, head of Ochsner Clinical School, and the designated institutional official for the Ochsner Health System. I would like to welcome our students, families, guests, esteemed faculty, staff, and colleagues to the 2019 UQ Ochsner Clinical School White Coat ceremony for the class of 2020. Thank you to the Ochsner Clinical School clerkship directors, key clinical faculty, our partners from MedEd Path, and the Ochsner administration that contributes greatly to our medical school, and to the families and guests for being a part of this event this morning. Today represents a significant symbolic step in our students' journey to becoming a physician. I would like to recognize our dignitaries on stage, beginning with Associate Professor Leonardo Swani, who serves as the Senior Vice President and Chief Academic Officer for the Ochsner Health System. Dr. David Lewis, keynote speaker for today's ceremony. Associate Professor G. Dodd Denton, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs and head of the Guy Caldwell Medical Society. Associate Professor Charlie Cantro, Assistant Dean for Curriculum, Pediatric Clerkship Director and Head of the Francis Lejeune Medical Society. Assistant Clinical Professor Tamika Webb-Destige, Director of Admissions and Head of the Curtis Tyrone Medical Society. Assistant Clinical Professor David Galerno, Mental Health Clerkship Director and Head of the Edgar Burns Medical Society. And finally, Associate Professor Sangeeta Shah, Key Clinical Faculty for Cardiology and Head of the Alton Ochsner Medical Society. Although the white coat has long been associated with the physician, the history of today's actual ceremony dates back to only 1993. The white coat ceremony actually began at commencement exercises at Columbia University's College of Physicians and Surgeons, where Dr. Arnold P. Gold had been a teacher and pediatric neurologist for over 4 decades. Dr. Gold became aware as he witnessed Columbia's graduation ceremony each year with the recitation of the Hippocratic Oath that the students accepting the obligations of profession came 4 years too late. It is during medical school that students experience their initial contacts with patients and establish their professional identity. Dr. Gold believed that medical students should be given well-defined guidelines regarding the expectations and responsibilities appropriate for the medical profession in medical school. This is what inspired the Arnold P. Gold Foundation to begin advocacy and sponsorship of what has become the white coat ceremony. With a grant from the Arnold P. Gold Foundation, the Ochsner Clinical School began its tradition of the white coat ceremony in 2011. You will be the 8th Ochsner Clinical School class to take part in this honored tradition. Traditionally done in year 1 of American medical schools, the UQ Ochsner Clinical School embraces this tradition in year 3 as our Ochsner cohort students transition back to the United States to complete their clinical rotations. As did Dr. Gold, we too believe that it is essential to establish a culture that promotes professionalism and patient-centered practice. The white coat that you will receive today is a symbolic, nonverbal communication used to express and/or affirm a fundamental belief in caring, professional system observed by many in society. Many patients now view the white coat as a cloak of compassion, an honor and a symbol of the caring and hope that they expect to receive from their physicians. Finally, in keeping with the Arnold P. Gold Foundation's mission dedicated to fostering humanism in medicine, each white coat participant will receive an AP Gold Humanism in Medicine lapel pin that symbolizes a shared commitment to providing compassionate and competent patient care. The University of Queensland School of Medicine and Ochsner Clinical School are proud to carry out this tradition and share in this momentous occasion in your journey to becoming a doctor. The first activity in our program this morning is to recognize the recipients of the Ochsner Clinical School Teaching Excellence Award. The Teaching Excellence Award is presented annually to the outstanding teachers in each of the 6 core rotations. The T recipients are nominated by the medical school clerkship directors from their respective disciplines based on performance and achievements. The T program's mission is to recognize, reward, and promote faculty who exemplify excellence in medical education. The program gives faculty members opportunities to develop and enrich their teaching skills, to educate other faculty members on best practices, and to participate in academic and clinical faculty exchange between the University of Queensland and Ochsner Health System. The award includes a faculty visit to Brisbane to meet with students in Phase 1 and collaborate with their UQ clinical counterparts and faculty. The significant work that these faculty members are doing is helping to foster an atmosphere conducive for the growth and development of the next generation of physicians and Ochsner's medical education initiatives. At this time, I would like our Teaching Excellence Award recipients that are in attendance to please stand and be recognized as I call your name. Beginning with, from Internal Medicine, Dr. Jason Hill. From General Practice, Dr. Monica Williams. From psychiatry, Dr. Shilpa Amara. From surgery, Dr. Melissa Montgomery. From OBGYN, Evelyn Griffin. And from pediatrics, Dr. Lenny Jurisco, who is also the 2018 Teacher of the Year recipient. Thanks to each of you and all of our faculty for your dedication to educating our future physicians. Dr. Leonardo Swani is the Senior Vice President and Chief Academic Officer for the Ochsner Health System. Dr. Swani received his undergraduate degree from Loyola University in New Orleans and attended Louisiana State University Medical School in New Orleans. He completed his internship in internal medicine at the University of Alabama in Birmingham and his residency in internal medicine at Louisiana State University in New Orleans, completing his fellowship in pulmonary critical care at LSU and Ochsner Medical Center, along with a lung transplant fellowship at Ochsner. Please help me welcome Associate Professor Leo Swani to the podium to introduce our keynote speaker.
Good morning. It's truly an honor and a great privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for this morning's ceremony. Professor David Lewis is the Dean of the School of Medicine at the Louisiana State University Health Science Center in Shreveport. He's chairman of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, and he's the Chief Medical Officer for the Ochsner LSU Health System in North Louisiana. He's a highly skilled physician with over 27 years of experience in obstetrics and gynecology and maternal fetal medicine, with a national and international reputation in his field. Dr. Lewis is a graduate of LSU. He obtained his medical degree at LSU School of Medicine in Shreveport. He went on to complete both his residency in OBGYN at LSU, and then he went on to complete a fellowship in maternal fetal medicine at the University of California in Irvine, and a master's of business administration at the University of Kentucky. Dr. Lewis's academic career has been dedicated to medical education and research, in particular in the field of preterm labor. He has served as program director for the Maternal Fetal Medicine Fellowship. He's served on the Liaison Committee for Medical Education, which is the accrediting body for U.S. medical schools. He served as the board of directors of the National Perinatal Association and president of the Central Association for OBGYN. Since September of 2016, Dr. Lewis has served as professor and chair of the Department of OB-GYN at LSU Shreveport, and he was appointed to serve as the vice chancellor for clinical affairs at LSU in October of 2017, where he served until being appointed dean of the medical school in June of 18. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Dr. Lewis and work with him closely through our partnership between Ochsner and the LSU Health Science Center in Shreveport. Dr. Lewis is a role model for us all as he lives the virtues we teach to our medical students. He practices courage, temperance, wisdom, transcendence, and humanism daily. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure to welcome our esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. David Lewis, to our ceremony today.
Thank you, Dr. Swani. What an introduction. I wish my mother could have been here to hear that. It is a great honor to be here today on an occasion that I'm sure that these young doctors down here at the beginning or at the front will remember throughout their career, I hope. And I was asked to speak today, and I was told that I had up to 3 hours, so hang with me. The white coat ceremony hadn't been around for that long. It's also interesting, the white coat really hadn't been around that long. It was started back in about in the 1900s, and if you were a physician back in the 1800s, you wore a black coat, and you practiced a form of medicine that really wasn't based on any knowledge that we had. And so it was changed to a white coat for two reasons. First of all, to symbolize purity, which we're going to talk more about today, but also to symbolize that we were bringing science into the practice of medicine. It is still a practice, and we'll get more into that as we go along. As I was trying to decide exactly what to speak about, I first thought maybe I'll talk a little bit about the Hippocratic Oath, its origins and what it really means. But I ultimately came to the conclusion that really, if I was a young physician or a young striving physician, I would want to know what the characteristics of a physician are. And so I'm going to spend a little bit of time, 10 or 15 minutes, talking about that today. You know, being a physician is a big responsibility. And patients come to you and they form a contract with you, and your job is to figure out what is ailing them. And in some cases, they actually put their lives into your hands. And that's a very humbling thing to think of, particularly at the stage in medicine that you are today. So what I want to talk about, I want to present an acronym to you, HIP. And when I say HIP to my generation, we think of one thing. When I say HIP to your generation, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. In my generation, if you were hip, you were cool. You probably don't know what that is either. So, in fact, if I say hip, you probably think I'm implying that somebody needs to lose a little weight. Well, that's not what we're going to talk about today. A hip person back in the day was informed about the latest ideals and developments. And if you look it up in Webster, that's how they're going to describe it. And I'm going to use it as an acronym to describe the various adjectives or traits of a physician. And there are approximately 15 of them. The H stands for the humane traits or human traits that are required. The I stands for the traits involving integrity that are so very important to our specialty. And the P stands for personality or personal traits that are very important. The humane or human traits, to a degree, you can't really teach. And these include things like compassion. But compassion is so very, very important. Patients come to you and they're at their most vulnerable time. And it's important for you to try to understand how that patient is feeling and to really care about the misfortune and try your best to diagnose them. The next trait is empathy. And empathy is a little bit different than compassion. It has to do with trying to look at the patient from their point of view and see how they're feeling and how they're thinking. And those two particular traits are difficult to teach, although we try to portray that on a daily basis. And to be a good physician, it requires for you to be a caring person. Also, your patients deserve for you to be forthright. You need to tell them what is going on. And it's okay to say, I don't know. It's not okay not to try to figure out what is going on with the patient. And the last one under the humane traits is respect. Every patient deserves respect, whether they're president of a company or they're down and out, whether they're a prisoner or whatever the situation in life has placed them in. If they come to see you, they deserve your respect. The next set of traits are integrity, which are so very, very important to a physician. And these include some things that we're going to spend, or that the faculty is going to spend a lot of time trying to teach you. They're going to teach you ethics. And some of the ethical situations that we get ourselves into as physicians literally are life and death situations, decisions on whether to continue in care for patients, etc. But there are a set of ethics that a physician should portray. There also should be some a moral compass that everyone has. And I know we all come from different backgrounds, but there are an underlying set of morals that we all should maintain. We all should be trustworthy as well as honest. Our patients deserve this going forward. It is incredibly important that we keep ourselves pure as that white coat that you're going to put on. I can assure you, if you start to compromise in any of these areas, it's very easy to let that leak over, and before you know it, you've compromised in other areas of your life. And when those types of things happen, sometimes you end up on the news. And when you end up on the news with them talking about nefarious things that have taken place, it hurts the specialty. It hurts your patients, your family, but more important, it hurts the entire specialty because you've compromised the trust that people have put into you. The last set of traits are personality traits. The good Lord has blessed you with intelligence, and I will tell you that you're the top 1%, have the top 1% of intellect when you look at people across the world. That's required to be a good physician, quite honestly. But physicians not only have to be smart, they have to be focused. We need to stay after trying to figure out exactly what's going on with each patient. We have to be thorough, and when I say thorough, it's very easy to cut corners. It's very easy to compromise in certain situations. The next trait is skilled. You must be skilled. And over the next 2 years, the faculty will be giving you some of these skills that you need to be able to practice medicine. Remember, though, that your education is your responsibility. You will be taught, but ultimately the best way to learn is case-based learning. And case-based learning is where you go see a patient with a problem, and you go home and you read about that problem, and you study that problem, and then you go back and look at that patient again, and that knowledge that you've gained by reading, once you see a patient with it, it sticks and it becomes usable knowledge. And so the responsibility for your education, yes, involves your teachers here, but it also very much involves you and will involve you throughout your entire career. You must always be professional. And once again, this is an area that you will be taught. And I am happy to say that when I went through medical school, there was very little teaching on professionalism. We now teach professionalism and spend a tremendous amount of time making sure that you understand exactly what that is and exactly what you need to be doing. You will be a leader. You will lead a healthcare team to take care of a patient. A leader, however, requires the entire team, and so you need to treat the other members of the team with respect, remembering that you may be the quarterback, but you need everybody to be able to achieve the goal. I can assure you, next Sunday, Drew Brees is going to respect and going to appreciate his offensive line because they're keeping him on the field, okay? Yeah, there are people that catch balls that keep him on the front page of the sports page, okay? But he won't be there at all if he doesn't have the other members of the team. And the last trait that is very important is motivation. And motivation is really staying energized. Right now, then, you are incredibly energized. You're ready to put on this white coat and go save the world. And I hope that you keep that type of attitude going forward because eventually the newness of this will wear off. Let me tell you that putting on this white coat, you will be respected. You will be respected because of what you've achieved. However, ultimately, you want to earn respect. And when I say that, if you will take the 15 traits that I just discussed with you and you'll apply each and every one of these, you will find that you will be respected as a physician. And that's really what you want ultimately. In closing, remember, medicine is a lifelong commitment. You're going to tell a patient that you're going to give them the best that you have, and the only way you can do that is by keeping up. I can assure you medicine is going to change. It is changing on a daily basis, and you must keep up. And once again, the burden is on you. I tell my residents all the time that those two little letters that they have behind their name, MD, yes, it stands for medical doctors, but it also stands for make decisions, because that's what we do every day. We take imperfect information and we assimilate it to the best of our ability, and we come up with a diagnosis and a treatment. Ultimately, for you to be the best physician that you can be, incorporate these 15 traits that I've spent a little time talking to you about. And I'd like to be the first to say congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you again, Dr. Lewis, for that wonderful address. It's the tradition at the Ochsner Clinical School to recognize our keynote speaker with a token of our appreciation, with a symbolic gift highlighting today's ceremony. The white coat, recognizing your contributions to address to our medical society today, so I'd like to award it to you. If you would take off your coat, we'll put it on now.
I'm going to get a white coat.
He gets a trip to Australia, too, now. He wants to.
Right.
There you go. Looking very sharp. Good. And we'll also give him a book, which is The History of Ochsner. So thank you again, Dr.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Lewis, thank you again very much for that presentation this morning. In a moment, I will be asking my colleagues to join me in the cloaking of the medical students. Joining me will be the physicians who lead one of the Ochsner Clinical School Medical Societies. The Ochsner Clinical School Medical Societies provide structure for longitudinal educational advising and coaching for students from both faculty and peers. The societies are also social units organized to promote a sense of community within the larger Ochsner Clinical School, University of Queensland cohort. Each medical society is led by a faculty member, the society head, who is chosen for expertise in advising and coaching. We have 5 medical societies named after one of the Ochsner founders, all of whom made important contributions to research, clinical care, and/or education of the Ochsner health system. The emphasis on teaching and research is a lasting legacy of Dr. Alton Ochsner and 4 other surgeons who opened the Ochsner Clinic, the first group medical practice in the South, on January the 2nd, 1942. All professors at Tulane University School of Medicine at the time and distinguished practitioners in their fields, the 5 founding fathers well understood the importance of research and education. It was this legacy that led us to name our student mentoring societies after each of the founders. The 5 societies are named the Edgar Burns Society, led by Dr. David Galerno, the Guy Caldwell Society, led by Dr. Dodd Denton, the Francis Lejeune Society, led by Dr. Charles Cantrow, the Alton Ochsner Society, led by Dr. Sangeeta Shah, and the Curtis Tyrone Society, led by Dr. Tamika Webb-Destige. The society heads will cloak the students in their representative societies. At this time, we will recognize the class of 2020 participating in our ceremony. I will invite the first society head that will be presenting white jackets this morning, Dr. Galerno from the Burns Society, to come forward, center stage. And Dr. Lewis, if you would also join Dr. Galerno at the center of the stage. We will welcome the medical students receiving their white coats and the presentation of the Arnold P. Gold Humanism in Medicine pins. After each student is cloaked We have a photographer present that will be taking a photograph, so please do not come forward and take pictures of your own. All these pictures will be available after the ceremony is complete. Okay, Edgar Burns Society. First student is Diab Ali. Our second student is Alexandra Babinchak. Congratulations. Blake Bischoff. Sean Byers. David Cha. Tammy Doe. Ali Esmaili. Tyler Hartman. Brandon Horde. Congrats. Pradeep Kunhun. Megan Kanda. Alan Lee. Zachary Lewis. Mark Manzo. Sean Montgomery. Cassandra O'Connor. Shira Perez. Akansh Ramadan. Oh. George Riley Sapora. Leland Sin. Mitchell Temple. Amelia Weiss. Raza Zaidi. We will now begin the Guy Caldwell Society members, and Dr. Dodd Denton, center stage. Lamar Alakosi. Kira Baker. Alan Boyanju. Donald Chang. Sharon Del Vecchio. Amy Fu. Bailey Goodwin. Kelsey Hamdorf. Carl Haupt. Ellie Ho. Christopher Kim. Paul Krugler. Adam Lowe. Tyler Mark. Daniel Olix. Bruno Perthus. Nicholas Regennider. Brian Savage. Nemi Sin. Maggie Thompson. Andrew Wayment. Curtis Wong. The next group of students are in the Francis Lejeune Medical Society. The society head is Dr. Charles Cantrow. First student is Jacob Boudreau. Luis Cappuccina. David Chen. Jacqueline Edelson. Koshi George. Colin Greer. Mina Hanna. Craig Hareforth. Rashil Qatar. Jake Kim. Zainab Naqvi. Caitlin Omachi. Matthew Reef. Whoop. Miles Seidel. Eric Shuffle. Mooney Singh. Miko Udo. Andrew Welch. The next group of students belong to the Alton Ochsner Medical Society. Dr. Sangeeta Shaw is the society head. Peter Ayu. Alexandra Beatty. Kennedy Carpenter. Megan Kuehl. Aaron Ellingbow. Sean Gill. Zachary Grossberg. David Harmon. Karen Kim. Tyreen Lai. Aaron Lee. Machi Miaskowski. James O'Malley. Victoria Rahman. Zachary Seidovitz. Sarah Pearl Segunporia. Samantha Soriano. Jesse St. Pierre. Daimler Vadlamuri. Nicholas Velmahos. Alexander Williams. Victoria Yelamati. The next group of students belong to the Curtis Tyrone Medical Society, and the society head is Dr. Tamika Webb Destige. Shayan Azizi. Sneha Bomre. Claire Bruno. Colin Carroll. Roy Escobar. Monica Gilly. Tarane Hadizadeh. Leo Haroon. Angelica Hinchman. Annabella Jacks. Jennifer Klofenstein. Elise Lacam. Michelle Liang. Iman Mulik. Monica Miyakawalu. Sahar Niazi. Catherine Robbins. Justin Santos. Kaylee Stewart. Caroline Vasco. Melanie Wise. Zachary Yin. I can tell from this morning's events that in 2 years, we're going to have a highly interactive culmination celebration. Let's have a round of applause for all our students. Associate Professor Dodd Denton is the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs at the Ochsner Clinical School. He received his medical degree from the University of Mississippi, his master's in public health from Johns Hopkins University, and completed his residency training at the National Naval Medical Center in Internal Medicine. Dr. Denton also oversees our Ochsner Clinical School medical societies. Please help me welcome Dr. Dodd Denton to the podium for the recitation of the Ochsner Clinical School Oath.
Good morning. As future doctors, you will be making a solemn promise to be loyal to the practice of medicine. Today, the recitation of the Ochsner Clinical School Oath reminds each of us the mission of the Ochsner Health System: to heal, to lead, to serve, to educate, and to innovate. It also reminds us that our true commitment is not only to the practice of medicine, but most importantly, our commitment to caring for our patients. At Ochsner, the patient is at the center of everything we do. So please join me in reciting the oath. Would the students please stand? Just read along with me, okay? In entering into my clinical education, I solemnly pledge to fulfill, to the best of my ability, with passion and strength, this covenant. To serve, I will put the needs and interests of my patients, their families, and our community before my own, and will make a genuine effort to do my best every day in service to society, to save and change lives. To heal, I will be aware of the suffering of others and demonstrate empathy in the practice of medicine to relieve their suffering while respecting the autonomy, confidentiality, and values of my patients through holistic and compassionate care. To lead, I will honor the University of Queensland School of Medicine and Ochsner Medical System's rich tradition of teaching and research excellence, and commit to the highest standards of academic honesty, professional conduct, and ethical practice, scientific integrity, and respect for collegial teamwork in the provision of health care. To educate, I will make a commitment to lifelong learning and self-improvement, and will share freely that knowledge with others. To innovate, I will combine the high-tech skills of cutting-edge medical science, research, and technology with the high-touch skills of communication, empathy, and compassion. Congratulations, you may be seated. I would like to welcome our Senior Vice President and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Leo Swanee, back to the podium for his closing remarks.
That was fun. Well, you know, this is a very special year, 2019. It marks the 10-year anniversary of the University of Queensland Ochsner Clinical School. And for our medical students before us, today is a significant milestone on your journey to becoming a competent, compassionate, and caring physician. I ask that you remember Dr. Lewis's words of advice and to work hard every day to put your patients first. We congratulate you on this big step and look forward to your further development as a physician. We ask that our faculty and students remain in the theater to take a group photo coordinated by the photographer. Everyone else, if you guys would please exit. There's a reception waiting for you outside. The faculty that joined us today, I'd like to congratulate our faculty that's sitting on the left-hand side. And our faculty, along with ourselves, will be outside in the reception to answer questions and spend some time with you. And then last, the Ochsner Alumni Association will have a gift for participants in the lobby, so be sure to stop by the alumni table to pick up your gift. So thank you for attending, and this closes the ceremony.